Greetings, I'm Professor Hobo, and welcome to another, you guessed it, HOBOTECH's double-fisted product review. Now today we not only have one Rockpals 80-watt solar panel to review, but two Rockpals 80-watt solar panels to review.
Double fresh, double smooth, double delicious to chew.
Now, why in the heck do I have two of the same solar panels? Because these are the only portable folding solar panels I've seen on the market so far that actually comes out of the box with a parallel adapter kit. Meaning you can hook up both of these solar panels in parallel together to charge your Jackery Explorer 1000. Because if you watch the review of the Jackery Explorer 1000, this does not support solar panels in series, but only panels in parallel. Jackery solar panels have been sold out. They don't have the Y adapter out yet that you need to use two solar panels. So guess what? Rockpals has the solution for you. By getting two of these panels and you put them in parallel to charge your Jackery, you'll be able to charge it faster than you could with a single panel. Let's check it out. So what do you get in the box? Well, of course, you get the Rockpals user guide for the solar panel. You also get this gift card. So it says you can get a free 6-month warranty, 20% off coupon on your next purchase, or a free new product. Okay, that's a little different. Now the Rockpals panel itself looks pretty good. You got these actual leatherette clasps. You have these nice, strong plastic button release clasps, and you have this pretty cool leatherette orange strap going across. Now, I'm not really sure why everybody's copying Jackery's colors, but that seems to be the thing nowadays. So inside the double zippered pocket, you can see you have, first of all, this nice shiny material on the inside, and that's waterproofing, and it's also there to prevent any heat from coming into this pocket. Inside the pocket, you get a very short 5.5 millimeter output cable, and it's got a little tag on there that says output. So this is what you use to connect to your power station from inside the solar panel. You have this parallel cable that comes with it. Now this is also a 5.5 millimeter cable, and it does say on there parallel port. So every Rockpals panel comes with one of these very short, and I'm going to tell you why that's a problem in a bit, parallel cable to hook the two solar panels together. You also get a 7.9 millimeter, or otherwise known as an 8 millimeter adapter. Now this is used for most of the power stations out there on the market, including Jackery and Goal Zero and Blue Eddy. And you get this real tiny power adapter. I don't really know what this is used for. It might be actually Rockpals brand adapter, or maybe some other competing solar generator. Now this is also included, this is called a DC air connector. Now I believe this might actually be used for some of Rockpals' other solar generators. Here's a closer look at the user guide. You do get a 24-month warranty with all Rockpals products. It also tells you how to clean it, how to fold it out. It tells you that this has a 23% cell efficiency, 19-volt open circuit. It does have a USB port, which supports 5-volt and 9-volt charging at 2.4 amps, so it's not really a quick charge port. And folded up, it's 16.5 by 11.5 by 2 inches. It tells you here what comes in the package and how to hook it up in parallel. Now inside the zipper pocket, here is your interface. You have a DC output port, the USB port, the parallel port, and it has a working indicator and a parallel indicator light, as well as a power light. Now Rockpals does state that this solar panel is water resistant. As long as you keep this pocket zipped up, it can handle light rain, light snow, dust, and stuff like that. So this solar panel is considered water resistant. So how long does it take to set up the Rockpals once you get it out of the box? Let's not include taking all the plastic and everything else off, but say you have it out, you've already used it before, how long does it take to set up? Okay, so go ahead and time me starting now. I'm gonna hook the two clasps. Pull this out. You actually have the two legs that snap. And it's set up. Now, of course, you have to hook up the power cable. So here we have the 5.5 millimeter power cable. I am plugging it into the external power port. And right here, if I had the adapter on here, which I don't, plug it right into the Jackery. So it does set up pretty fast. Now, a lot of times these solar panels are a lot more complicated to set up and tear down. And I kind of like the quick action for this. And I do also like the fact that instead of using Velcro, they actually use snaps to hold these down. That's a nice little touch. So they do use SunPower cells, which is the same cells that Jackery uses. They're a high quality, 23% efficiency cell. They work quite well, and like I said before, these are water resistant. In fact, I've used my Jackery 60-watt panel for over a year now in all weather, and it's working perfectly fine. I've never had any issues with it, and they never claimed water resistance. Rockpals does. And it folds up just as fast. These snaps are kind of nice. And there you go, you're torn down. So just double that by 2 if you buy 2 of these. And as usual, I put the Rockpals through my typical barrage of solar panel tests. All right, first test of the Rockpals 80-watt panel. We'll do individual tests, then we'll connect them in parallel, do a test, and then we'll connect them in parallel to the Jackery 1000, and we'll see what kind of power we get. And yes, today is the first 100-degree day here in Tucson. I'm sweating. It's very hot. Here we have the Rockpals 80-watt panel. I just set it out. It hasn't been baking in the sun for too long, just a few minutes. And we're at solar noon, so this is about as good as it's gonna get. These are sky conditions today. Just a slight bit of haze from all the windstorms we've had, but no clouds in the sky for a change. All right, hopefully you can see that. It says 18.7 volts. So that's the open circuit voltage with no load. Let's go ahead and put a load on it, see how many amps we can get. 46 watts, 48 watts, 50. Then it dive bombs, 50 watts. That seems to be about it, 50 watts, 3.5 amps. And let me try to tilt the panel a little bit. Even though we're at solar noon, sometimes these panels like to be tilted a little bit. Okay, even though we're at solar noon, I am going to go ahead and use the tilt on the panels, the tilt brackets. Let's see if we can do any better with the power. We're at 50 watts. Nope. It dives into the dirt, so that's it. That's pretty surprising, actually. Only 50 watts. Only 50 watts? Let's test the other one that I got and see if if we get the same results. Then I'm going to compare it to the Jackery 60-watt panel because look at the similarities. Do you notice anything that looks similar here? I mean, yeah, these are using the SunPower cells, the same SunPower cells that Jackery uses. This is Rockpals 80-watt panel number 2. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull any more power out of this one. So this has been sitting in the shade. Let's see if it being slightly cooler gives us a little more power. Okay, right now we're at 52 watts. Okay, pulling over 3 amps. 4, 55. So far this is blowing away the other one. So that seems to be it. About 58, 59 watts. So why would one Rockpals panel only do 50 watts where the other one does 59 watts? It could be a flaw in the design. It could be that one panel was hotter than the other. I did have the one I just tested sitting in the shade, or the other Rockpals was sitting out for a couple of minutes in the direct sunlight. And on a 100-degree day like this, these panels get to 120, 130 degrees pretty fast, and that really lowers efficiency. Let's go ahead and use a special feature of the Rockpals 80-watt panels and put them in parallel and do the same test and see what we get out of a set of parallel panels. So now we have both solar panels set up. It's still close to solar noon. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, end of April. And I have them both running into my tester unit. Let's see how many more amps we can pull. Okay, we're doing 86 watts so far. Should be able to pull at least 100. Okay, we've got 6 amps, 94 watts. I'll slowly increase it. 99, 100. Okay, so there's our 100 watts. After that, if I increase the load, it goes down. So there you go. How much power do you get out of 2 80-watt Rockpals panels in parallel? 100 watts. Now let's do the test you've all been waiting for. Let's plug in the Jackery Explorer 1000 into both these paralleled panels and see what kind of power we can get. Note that in order to plug the Rockpals panels into a Jackery or a Max Oak Bluetti, you need to use the adapter that they give you. This basically changes it from a 5.5 millimeter to a 7.9, or what they call 8 millimeter. So you need to use the adapter, don't forget it. And then you just plug it right in, the Explorer 1000. Let's see what kind of power we're getting. Here we go, we're getting 97 watts. That's pretty good, seeing that this only puts out 100 watts in parallel. So if you want to charge your Explorer 1000 with 100 watts of constant power, you can get 2 of these Rockpals panels and put them in parallel. Now these Rockpals panels are significantly cheaper than the Jackery panels, even though they use the same SunPower cells. Now I don't know how Rockpals pulls it off, but these are significantly less. And you really don't get 80 watts out of them. And this is about perfect as it gets on the conditions. Maybe if it was 30 degrees outside and it was perfectly sunny in the middle of winter and I had them pointed directly at the sun, maybe we would see different results. But most of you are going to be using these solar panels in the summer during the sunshine, and this is about what you can expect. So 100 watts out of the pair, raw power, and easily sends 97 watts to the Jackery. Let's go ahead now and plug in the Jackery Solar Saga 60 watt panel made with the same cells, see what kind of power we get in the same kind of conditions. Okay, here's the Solar Saga 60 watt panel under the exact same conditions as the Rockpals. We're still around solar noon. Let's see what kind of wattage we're getting here on the Explorer 1000. You can see we're getting a pretty lousy 28 watts. Now, this solar panel is not designed for the Explorer 1000. I just wanted to do a comparison to show you. So let's go ahead and test the Jackery Solar Saga 100 watt panel in the same conditions. Solar Saga 100, we're getting 77 watts. Now I'm going to anticipate your next question, which is going to be, can the Rockpals 80 watt panel charge the Maxoak Bluetti? Now that's any Maxoak Bluetti because they all use the same circuitry. The answer is technically yes at a whopping 24 watts. Now I can already see dozens of you right now feverishly typing, asking the professor, Professor, why does the Maxoak Bluetti only charge at 20-something watts when the Rockpals is an 80 watt panel? It comes down to something very simple, and we found this about all Rockpals panels. I tested the 60 watt panel before and the 100 watt panel before. Neither one of them work with the Maxoak Bluetti power stations because their voltage is too low. That's right, if you saw the startup voltage on this, or the open circuit voltage, it's only like 18.5 volts. That is way below what it is for most other solar panels. Now, I don't know why Rockpals does this. Maybe their solar generators can work a lot better at a lower voltage. However, most of the solar generators on the market prefer a higher voltage for their MPPT controllers. So the reason why the Rockpals panels don't work too well with a Maxoak Bluetti is simply because they don't have enough volts. Now, can you remedy this by putting these 2 panels in series? Absolutely. But how are you going to do that? Yes, you can do it, but you'd have to hack together your own cable to make a 5.5 millimeter connect to another 5.5 millimeter in series. That means connecting the minus to the plus. I don't have any cables like that. I'm not making any cables like that. I'm not even going to demonstrate it because, to be honest with you, it's really not worth the time. Now, do I recommend a pair of Rockpals panels to charge a Jackery Explorer 1000? Sure. In fact, you could use this parallel combination to charge any Jackery currently for sale. So you could actually charge an Explorer 500, for example, with a pair of these, probably at its maximum charge rate. You can certainly charge a 240, a 160, or the Honda 290s, which are no longer for sale, but I know a lot of you have them. And it probably works great for a lot of other power stations too. However, I haven't tested everything out there yet, but I can tell you for sure, they don't work well with a Bluetti unless you can find some way to run them in series. Now let's go over what I don't like about the pair of Rockpals 80 watt panels. First obvious issue, and I don't know what you were thinking, Rockpals, but you include a 3-foot cable to plug your power station in from the solar panel. That means you have to keep your expensive solar generator outdoors in the direct sun to power from your solar panel. What makes things even worse is that your parallel cable is also like 3 feet long. That means you can't hook these up side by side to catch the morning or evening sun. They force you to set them up front to back, which means as soon as the sun gets down to about here, you're shading. Right now, if I hook these up, the second panel will be completely shaded and completely kill your power. So what's the problem with having the panels front to back? Well, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. We still got, probably 2 more good hours of sun before the sun goes down. And look what's happening. The front panel is now shading the rear panel, making the rear panel completely useless. So this configuration is not going to work in the early morning hours or late afternoon when the sun is low in the sky. Now there is a solution to this And it's actually a really cheap solution, but I understand Rockpals is trying to cut every penny they can from their product to make it competitive. What you can do, and I'm gonna have this on my hobotech.tv/Amazon page, is simply get an extension cable for a 5.5 millimeter. And all it does is it extends the cable. So you just plug the existing Rockpals cable into the extension cable, just like an extension cable you'd use for your power in your house. Extend it as long as you want. Now I'm gonna suggest try to keep it under 15 to 20 feet, because once you start going beyond those lengths, you're gonna lose a lot of voltage. And as you know already, these solar panels don't really put out a lot of voltage compared to the competitors. So every little bit that you lose voltage-wise is going to cost you dearly in how fast your solar generator charges. So you can not only use the extension cable for your power station, but also for paralleling them. So buy 2 of those extension cables. You get 2 of those extension cables, and I'll have them on hobotech.tv/Amazon. It'll allow you to put these really far apart so they won't get shaded in the early morning or late afternoon. Or you can do like I prefer to do and put them side by side so you don't have to worry about shading. And then if you have a 20-foot cable going to your Jackery or other power station, you can keep it indoors or put it in the shade. Let your solar panels take the beating, keep your expensive power station out of the weather. So what else don't I like about the pair? Well, my biggest gripe is the performance, because you should be able to at least get 60-65 watts out of each one of these, but they even admit on their website that you can only expect 50 watts. Now, I did do the testing earlier. One did 50 watts, the other one did like 58, 59 watts. And when I combined them together, they still only put out 100 watts total. That was both testing with my meter, my load tester tool, and testing in the real world with a brand new Jackery that has an MPPT controller. Real world, you can expect on a really clear sunny day only 100 watts out of the pair. Now, that's not the end of the world, because here's what I do like about the pair of Rockpals panels. Right now on Amazon, they are currently going for $189 a piece. Now, I asked Rockpals several times if they would give me a promo code for Amazon, and they said no. They refused to give me a promo code on Amazon. Now, I think it's because of stock issues or the Amazon shipping problems. Pretty much all these companies I've been asking on Amazon lately are not offering promo codes. Whatever the reason is, I don't care. The fact of the matter is they're not offering them right now, so please don't write me asking, can I get a promo code? Because I don't have any. But what I was able to get is a promo code on the Rockpals website. So these are $189 on Amazon right now each. But if you go to the Rockpals website using the link that I have below, the link I have below will take you to the Rockpals website and allow you to use this code. Now, I do have a 10% off code for one panel. If you buy 2, there's an automatic 10% off of the second panel. So you can't use both of the codes at once. So what you do, look in the description below for the code that'll give you 10% off of one panel. If you decide to buy 2 solar panels on the Rockpals website, my code won't work, but they will use an automatic 10% off code for the second solar panel. So generally you can get 2 solar panels from the Rockpals website, not Amazon, for around $360. Now that's really close to the price of one 100-watt Jackery Solar Saga solar panels. One Jackery Solar Saga 100-watt panel, or 2 of the 80-watt Rockpals panels with all the extra adapters, parallel capability, 2-year warranty, pretty good build quality. It uses the same solar panel cells for, about 40 or 50 bucks more. So what else do I like about the pair? Pretty good build quality. I mean, you're getting a pretty good solar panel for the money. It's gonna wear pretty well. I don't really care too much for all the fancy accoutrements, but the clips are nice, the zippered pockets are nice, they're well insulated. It's water resistant. You have 2, so if one breaks or you have one problem, you have to send one back for warranty, you still got one to work with. And what's the final thing I like about the Rockpals? Obviously, that you can parallel them together to charge your Jackery Explorer 1000. Because I know a lot of you bought this and you wanted to get 2 solar panels and hook them in parallel. But Jackery totally dropped the ball on their parallel cable. So even if you do have 2 Solar Saga solar panels, you can't hook them up in parallel to this thing. And no, you can't put one solar panel on one and one on the other. It doesn't work that way. But now you finally have the option of getting 2 80-watt panels, parallel capable out of the box. You don't have to buy a single thing. Hook both of these together into your Jackery, and you got a solid 100 watt way to charge this thing. Now, 100 watts at 8 hours a day is only 800 watt hours. Now, that will just about top this thing off in 1 8-hour day. So if you got really good sun, no bad weather, you got 100 watts of input coming in. This has a pretty much a 900 watt hour usable capacity or thereabouts. So 8 to 9 hours of sun per day with a pair of Rockpals panels will 100% charge a Jackery Explorer 1000. And as I mentioned before, I do not recommend these for the Max Oak Blue Eddy series simply because they don't put out enough voltage in parallel. Jackery can handle that, the Blue Eddy can't. The Blue Eddy is designed with higher voltage in mind. So they're designed to use big solar panels in series, where the Jackery product line is designed to use smaller solar panels in parallel. Because Jackery is more about portability and weight and packaging, Blue Eddy is more about raw power for your dollar. So a lot of times people ask me, which one's better? If you really want portability and you want something lightweight, easy to use with nice small solar panels, you can put it in a small van or a small camper. A lot of times Jackery is the better way to go. But if you got more space, you don't mind picking up something that weighs 40 or 50 pounds, and you're gonna use big solar panels or solar panels on your rig, you're probably gonna want a Blue Eddy. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget, the promo code for the Rockpals solar panel is below in the description. You can still buy it on Amazon. There's a link below for that as well, but there is currently no coupons or discount codes. That may change in the future. So if you're watching this video in the future and you see a coupon there or a coupon code in the bottom of the video, go ahead and use it. It's probably valid. You can always go to hobotech.tv/Amazon and find the latest promo codes on every product I've ever reviewed on this channel. So if you're looking for the latest, greatest promo code, you don't have to write me, you don't have to ask me, go right to that website. I keep it updated, I update it several times a week. And if you find a promo code that doesn't work, it probably means it just expired. Now, the Jackery Explorer 1000 is also going to be back in stock by the time this video airs. They tell me they'll actually be in stock for quite a while now, but unfortunately no promo codes for it. Don't expect a discount anytime soon. So if you really want one of these, that's the price that they're going for. The Jackery Solar Saga 100 solar panels are supposed to be back in stock as well around the same time. Again, no promo codes, so they're going for $299 a piece, which I know for a lot of you is just way too much money. So that's why I decided to go ahead and take up Rockpals' offer to test both of these 80-watt panels. Because I wanted to give you guys a much cheaper solution for charging your brand new Explorer 1000 or your Explorer 500, 240, 160, or your Honda 290. These solar panels in parallel will work for that entire Jackery line. It also works for pretty much any other power station on the market that supports the 8.8 millimeter or 5.5 millimeter input, or this little, I think this is a 2.1. You also have this other adapter, which can be used for Rockpals stations and some other power stations. Pretty much anything can be charged by these two panels. So keep that in mind. The prices are pretty good. It's not the greatest, most flamboyant panel ever designed, but it's a pretty good panel. It's a pretty good solution for a lot of people, and it's an affordable solution because you can pay $350 for a pair of these, or you can pay $300 for a single panel, and you're gonna get probably better value out of these. So that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below. And if you're not a subscriber already, you know what to do. That's it for now. Till next time.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe, and clean my litter box.
Yay. Hey, thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, share, and like. And we'll see you guys next time. Say hi, Odin.
RV Golf Guy has